Yo, what's good, everybody? What's good? How y'all doing? We live, back with another episode. We live from Greeny from LI's channel. It's in the working. Shout out to everybody that's coming through, that's here. Big shout out to everybody. I'm gonna have a couple people up here join me soon. Um, Smoking Nick, shout out to Smoking Nick, shout out to Blanche Tiz, shout out to For the Love of the Game, shout out to everybody, man. We live. The Knicks crumbled late to the Bucks yesterday. Nobody liked it. It wasn't fun. The Knicks should have got away with a win, but they didn't. Um, I was hoping the Knicks could steal a win and give our team some hope. But we couldn't get any hope. We couldn't get that win. We couldn't snatch the win and get out of there. We're doing just a little Knicks recap. If anybody else comes up here, we're doing more than just a Knicks recap. We can recap the NBA. We can recap everything. But I just wanted to recap the Knicks game. Um, it was a tough loss for us. We've been having tough losses this season to the good teams. We've been beating the bad ones. But I like our team. I think we do need a couple more pieces, a better coaching scheme. We could be working with something, but I do like our team. A little bit more effort could change it a lot. Had a big game from Mitchell Robinson yesterday. He performed very well. Uh, he performed very well. Excuse, give me 1 second, Trey. To everybody in the chat, shout out Knicks Nathan. Shout out to all the diehard Knicks fans across the land. If you're a die for that blue and orange, big shout out to you. Favorite team in New York, born and raised. But yeah, I like the game yesterday that we played. It was a pretty nice game. Shout out to you in the chat for joining us. The first one in the chat. Shout out to you. We see you out there. Big shout out to you for joining us, man. But yeah, big shout out to Lawrence Tiz for the love of the game. Shout out MBK, nothing but Knicks family. Everybody, dope sports. Sim, Uncle Julio, Hard Will. Shout out everybody, all the guys. The list goes on. I could sit here and call out people's names for about 20, 30 minutes. But shout out to everybody, man. Bim. Shout out to the Bim, the big Bim in the building. Shout out to the big Bim, man. Shout out to you. Y'all been up here rocking for about 5 minutes so far. Started on schedule. Got to be consistent, right? So I like our team effort from yesterday. I think we should have snuck away with a game yesterday. We could have snuck away with one, but we didn't. Unfortunately, we could have. It would have been nice. We got the Mavs coming up next into town. Should be a nice little game for Brunson to try to prove a point, I guess, to his former team. We got the Mavs on Saturday. So 2 more days. The Knicks have 2 more days off. And then, but the Knicks have a tough December schedule coming up. Very tough to schedule this December schedule coming up. It's gonna be very hectic. I don't know what's gonna go on. I don't know. I just, from the looks of it, in early in the season, I don't think it's gonna go well because we don't play good against the teams that are good. The teams that are good or great or contention teams, playoff contention teams, or teams that look like they're going to be in a deep playoff run, the Knicks don't look good against those teams. So we need to find a way to fight through and keep fighting. Um, the refs aren't helping, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me because it's just making our team just a lot tougher. So if they just keep fighting through that and just keep playing with that. Like my brother always told me, play the game like you're playing against 6 people. Don't think the refs is going to be on your side because they aren't. So if they Knicks can keep playing with that tough mentality, because it's only going to make them mentally tougher if they just keep going and keep they keep at it and just don't even, like Julius. He just waving off the ref. The ref trying to come and explain himself. He's just waving the ref off. Big shout out to you in the chat joining us. If you're new to the stream, please hit that like and subscribe button. You know we live all the time. Big shout out to DSJ. Salute to DSJ, the guy, man. That's my guy. Um, but like I was saying, so I think it was a lot of good energy from the Knicks. They rebounded the ball very well. If Mitchell Robinson can give us that energy, the Knicks the Knicks might be working with something. Mitchell Robinson needs to get involved in the offense. Mitchell Robinson needs to be a point in the offense. Um, the Knicks are looking good. I like Julius right now. Julius is having a pretty good season. Can't lie. He has some nice numbers right now. His numbers are really good. If Julius Randle shoots the ball well, the Knicks play well. It just goes hand in hand right now. If Julius Randle can knock down his threes and get it going from the floor, it's looking good for the uh the uh the New York Knicks. As for RJ Barrett, dude is still trash. He needs to get out that dumpster. He's finally able to breathe now. He can't he's still in the dumpster, but he's able to breathe now. He's just got to get out of there. He's almost there. He's getting to the cup. He's finishing the touches, looking way better on his shot. He's looking non-sluggish. His defensive effort is just not there. The other night you're letting Kevin Knox get past you. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Can't happen. But big shout out to everybody in the chat. Big shout out to Blanche, tears them blue, orange, blue orange, baby. You know the facts. Big Bim in the building, baby. Big Bim, Big Bim. Big shout out to DSJ in the chat. Salute to everyone in the chat. Salute to Green from LI. Salute to you, DSJ. You already know we deserve better. We deserve better last night. I will tell you that. We definitely did deserve better last night. He's not even there, DSJ. He just got somebody just one of the garbage men saved him. He just grabbed one of the garbage bags and picked them up out of it, picked the garbage bag and threw it on the bed in the furnace to burn it and just gave RJ some air. He's still embedded by it, you know. He's still embedded. Don't get it twisted. That dude is still trash, and that's still my favorite player. We absolutely do deserve better. We absolutely do. Hey, give me 1 second. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat. If Uncle Freezer could be my moderator and drop it in the chat, um, I'm gonna see. I definitely have a couple of. I definitely have some people that want to come up here and vibe out. I want to get some of my buddies that I talk to all the time. I've been talking Knicks chat for years. They wanna get their voice out there, and they wanna talk. So I'm here for that platform. I want to make a platform for people who can come up here and express their mind, and not therapy sessions. I want to talk about Knicks. I want to talk about my favorite team. I want to talk about anybody's favorite team. If you come on here, you want to talk about the Taiwan Tigers. Hey, let's do it. Like like I'm all for everybody. And I want this channel to grow. I want it to be fun for everybody. I don't want no crazy stuff going on. Don't need none of that. But I do want to open the channel to people so they can try to come in here and rock the mic, give their takes, and just rock. Everybody's a family. We all fans. We all like basketball. We all like a sport. It's something that's gonna bring us together as people. That's just happens. Whether it's music, basketball, clothing, something. But yes, definitely the Knicks crumbled yesterday. Crumbled late in the game. Tough, tough shot by Grayson Allen. Um, I really thought the Knicks were going to take advantage of the foul out from Giannis Antetokounmpo. I didn't. I was very. I didn't know, man. I thought the Knicks was going to capitalize. Julius Randle looked like he just disappeared at the end, but at the same time, I feel like they kind of like isolated him out. Brunson, oh man, it's it's like the whole loss is on the whole team. It's not one person, and I don't want to sit here and sound like I'm blaming one person, but definitely Brunson gotta hit those free throws, man. Free throws are huge. You gotta hit those. Gotta hit those. Those huge free throws. You gotta hit those free throws. We hit those free throws. We lost 103, 109. At that point in the game, Jalen Brunson could have put us up, I believe, 2 points. We would have been up 2 points. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna send it to you right now, DJ. I got you. I think if Jalen Brunson would have made them two threes, he would have put us up 2 points. And I mean, the two free throws, he would have put us up 2 points. And he also missed a free throw earlier with the technical free throw. RJ Barrett went to the line and missed a free throw when he was shooting three. And Mitchell Robinson also missed a free throw, but he got his rebound back. So I don't know. The link out. Hopefully it'll work. I don't know what's going on with the link. I might have to send it out again, but yeah, yeah, there it is. There we go. We in the building. We in the building. I'm gonna let my son Matt get himself together because he over there, he getting right. You feel me? Mac man over there getting right. So I'm gonna let him get right backstage, get set up. I'm gonna bring up DSJ. Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Here it is. Yeah, man.
Yo,
What up? What up?
yeah, what's up? What's up, DSJ? How you doing, brother?
You know what's so funny? I was actually
How you doing today,
I was
brother?
gonna
How
say
you
I was
doing,
gonna call you
DSJ?
later after I
You
watched
can
the
hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Man. I said yeah.
Yo, Hello, hello, hello. Can you? I don't know what's going on. I don't know what just happened. I don't know what just happened. Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah,
Are
can you
you
hear
here,
me?
DJ? Yeah, I hear
Yeah,
you.
can you
I
hear
hear
me?
you. I hear you.
Bet. Yeah, man. I was actually gonna call you after watching the Pistons and Mavs game, which was a fire game. And you know, watching Killian Hayes. Killian Hayes actually was the player of the game for that one. So it was kind of bittersweet to watch that go down. But at the end of the day, um, you know, I see development, and it's frustrating to see people that are considered busts a season ago transform into something while we still labor with the same problem for the past 2 3 years. You know what I mean? So for me, the biggest problem, again, just the frustration of development and how we lack a head coach that can put that situation together. Um,
Give me 1 second, DSJ. I'm gonna bring my. I gotta bring my main man Mac a Millions up here. Hey Mac.
yeah, no
Hey
doubt.
Mac. I'm bringing you up here, Mac. You ready, my boy?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, sir. My boy Mac is good.
yeah, what's good, Green? What's good? What's
How you
good?
doing, gang?
Yeah, salute,
Chilling,
salute.
man. Yeah, what's up? What's up? What's up?
Doing
Yeah, man. But it just goes with the motto, man. This whole situation just falls in line with what I've been saying basically since the start of the season, man. We deserve better.
DSJ. You can continue your point now. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was just saying, as far as everything that was a culmination of what we've seen so far from this team, and in comparison to other teams who are in a similar boat, you know what I'm saying, players that might have been in a similar boat, um, and how they've advanced and developed under their head coaches, while our guys are still, you know what I'm saying, with the same type of situation. It just goes right into why I've been saying for the past, basically from the beginning of the season, that we deserve better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
we
feel
do
you,
deserve
man.
better. We definitely
We,
do. Go ahead,
but
Mac. My fault.
we deserve better, but sometimes we can't even blame it on the players, bro. Like RJ Barrett, for instance, like you said, you got teams that's developing their players. Like RJ Barrett has how many head coaches since like Tom Thibodeau's been like he had him for 2 years. Who we had Jeff Hornacek before that. We had the dude that was the assistant coach for Miami before that.
Fizdale.
Like
Fizdale.
we yeah, David. We had David. It's like we don't like you said, Green, you said on one of the shows, bro, we don't have no direction on where we going. Like we don't know, like the New York Knicks don't know what they want to do right now. They just go with whatever. They just going with the flow. Like there's no direction. It's like, all
That
right,
is true.
if RJ got 25, then RJ's the main player. Then if RJ scored 9 and then Randall scores 30, then Randall's the next player. It's like, who y'all going to give the team to? Is it Randall's team or is it RJ's team? It's like, what direction are we going into? And how we're going to build this team to win? Like, as fans, bro, it's like for us, bro, I don't even know why we expect to win, like at this point, bro. It's been a decade since we've been winning. Like I said earlier to you, Green. Like we had Melo 2013. It's about to be 10 years. 10 years, bro, and we ain't haven't done nothing basically.
See, Mac, and see, it's comments like those right there that go right into why I started that whole campaign of how you see them like you've accepted the fact that we're a bad organization, as opposed to revolting and saying, "Yo, I can't take this. No, yo, there's something got to
Mhm.
give. Front office, head coach, ownership. You know what I'm saying? Like something got to give, and you know what I'm saying. It just gets to a point where it's like either you voice your frustrations or you jump ship and find another team to root for, and let the revenue fly out of their pockets. You know what I'm saying, and show that again we deserve better than this.
Yo, listen, man, I'm a New York fan forever, man. I ain't going to no other team, man.
Exactly,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? I don't even
So
want to
then,
go to
yeah.
another
So then
team.
the alternative is you got to demand better. You know what I'm
Yeah, that's a
saying? Hey,
fact. But
listen,
I'll,
if you're in a toxic relationship, you either you know what I'm saying you work it out, or you know what I'm saying but you got to identify there's a problem, or
yeah,
you cut bait and run and find you a better situation. But
Oh, we
that's
got
a
something
fact.
got to
another
give.
guest up here. My main man, G
Salute.
Money in the
What's
building. Was good, G.
what's
Yo, what's
cracking,
good? What's
slacking,
good? What's
everybody?
good? What's
What's
good?
going on? DSJ, Mac, Million, and Greeny. What's chicken and
Yeah,
bacon?
What up? What
shit,
up?
chilling. We just discussing on our New York Knicks right now,
Mm-hmm.
on like what's our direction. And as fans, we do deserve better, but as fans, we do gotta accept certain things in reality.
To
So
me,
so so here's the
this first,
reality, right?
great,
Every player that comes into the league ain't gonna be LeBron James. That's the reality,
agreed,
right?
Yeah,
Thank
that's a
agreed,
you.
fact.
Every player ain't gonna develop in no 1 year time. That's the reality.
agreed,
Hmm.
But at some point, you got to see some level of improvement, and that's also a reality.
agreed.
You can't keep sitting here saying, "No, we're doing the right thing. Just trusting the process." And again, as a fan base, you want to see the team succeed,
Agreed.
and that's the reality.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to root for a loser. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
I agree,
hmm
DSJ. You don't want to accept the loser. You don't want to accept that. Yeah,
So at the end of the day, again, you know what I'm saying? Like Mac, you deserve better than this.
Yeah.
agreed.
You deserve better than to sit there and say, "Man, you know it is what it is." Nah, man, you deserve better than that, bro.
I agree.
Definitely
Yo,
do.
Mac, he not lying, bro. But we've been
It's
Knicks
not
fans.
lying.
We
I've
not
been,
even 30 years old, bro, and
yo,
we've been Knicks
listen,
fans for at least 20 years, bro. And we deserve
bro.
that,
I've
bro.
been
At
a
least
Knicks
that.
fan from. I've been a Knicks fan since like 2006, bro. Because of me, I always had favorite players, but I didn't really become a Knicks fan until like I started. I didn't have cable at the time, and I used to get the Knicks game for free. You know, Knicks and Nets games. I used to get those games for free, and I just loved watching the games play. Jamal Crawford, Nate Robinson, we had David Lee. Like we was losing at that time, but some
But they
Jamal
were
Crawford used to
competitive.
hit, and like the games was just lit. Like I became a real
Don't
fan. Like I
forget,
just loved
don't
the
forget Zach
basketball.
Randall. Hold
It's
on
nothing
one
like
second. 1 second. I gotta bring in the number one chief rocker in the whole land. The man
the
Hey,
coach.
himself,
Uncle
Uncle
Yo,
Freeze.
Hey,
Breezy.
yo, what's up, fellas?
What's
what's
cracking,
up? What's
What's
up?
slacking?
What's
What's
up?
good?
going on?
Ain't that man? I'm chilling, bro. I was listening the whole time, Greeny. I apologize, man. I couldn't come in a little bit earlier, but nighttime is the right time. I'm busy at nights, man.
Now
We
you,
got Nick's
you good?
freestyle going. I wanted
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
over here with you, man, and rock,
Now
bro.
you
I
good?
love this atmosphere, bro.
Now you good? You good, baby? I had a couple of problems with the technical difficulties with the link,
I
so
meant to say
it's
Nick's
all
after
good.
party, not Nick's freestyle. Nick's after party, but yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. I ain't tripping,
Hmm.
man. Those are my brothers over there. I ain't really tripping, you know. So we got a good show over here. We about to give these people a good dope show. Episode number 2 over here. You feel me? Like
Yeah,
they can come check us over here. Like it don't
yeah,
matter. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like it is what it is.
yeah,
Right,
Okay,
right.
just want you to know you deserve better too.
yeah,
hmm
man.
You've been rooting for this
Facts.
team for you was there before after the championship. You
Mm-hmm.
know
Yeah,
what I mean? You
hmm
was there when Walt Clyde Frazier got traded, and it
yeah,
broke your heart.
yeah, man. I'm still hurt about that.
Shit.
And what have you gotten to root for ever since then? Patrick Ewing going maybe to the finals a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's about
I
it.
Losing to
I just
Texas teams in
I
there.
just
Yeah.
recently went to a Knicks game. I went to the in November. I just went to a Knicks game.
Who did the New York play up against?
I played. I went. You know what my choice was? I went to go see Detroit because I wanted to see the Knicks win. Like I didn't want to
Mm.
go to the game and see the team lose. That's how bad it is to
Yeah, I
the
get
point. Like I wanted to go to see the team win. It's like
it.
we guaranteed to beat the Detroit Pistons at this point.
Right, and we barely got past the Pistons. Barely.
We've been beating them all season though.
11. That's true. 3 zip against Detroit. Yep.
we've been them all season, but it's like when, as fans, we're gonna get to go see us another superstar team, and the Knicks is competing with them.
Agreed. Agreed. Just one thing too before I
So
dish the rock. Sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
nah, you good, G. I was just gonna ask. I was just gonna ask the whole panel. So, what do you guys think? I know DSJ and Mac really gave their points, but we had G and Unk come up. What do you guys think the Knicks' direction should be, or do you think the Knicks have a direction now?
New York's direction should be top four seed in the East, in my opinion. At least a higher seed in the East. Because look, 2 years ago, remember when New York was the four seed? Bing bong, the number four seed. They were great defensively on ball. We had Bullock, Alfred Payne, Noel, the Blockness Monster. The team had commodity. You know, Julius Randle playing like a star, RJ Barrett playing like a star, especially second half of the season, the ball movement. I know we were not a good offensive team, but the defense was legit. The offense came alive, and New York was a top four seed that year, you know, which no one thought would be that good. And the Knicks were one of the best teams as far as on ball defense, pick and roll defense, etc. Number one defense in that virtually every category. Then you get Evan Fournier, right? You get Evan Fournier, Kemba, which was really stupid to say the least, and it didn't work out. New York's direction should be playoffs. Should be playoffs and should be going deep in the postseason. Because the East is going to get better. Yeah, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Miami, Philly, Indiana's been surprising. Look at Indiana. They're improving this year. I mean, Washington's improving. Chicago, Boston's been lining up the world. Milwaukee, I said Milwaukee already. So when I'm Cleveland, look at them with Spider Mitchell. New York's direction should be playoffs and going deep. We're tired of mediocrity. Ever since 2002, can I tell you how many times New York has been in the playoffs? I'll tell you. 2004, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2021. That's 5 years. Come on, man. Like this team,
Is that in 20 years? 5 times in 20 years?
5 times in 20, we're going to 2023, 22 years.
How
I
many
said
times
this
did
22
they
before.
years.
win?
Okay.
That's the real question. They went to the first round and lost.
And
Come on,
we barely
out
beat
of 1
Boston
year.
in 2013. Sorry?
Yeah. I was about to say, out of 1 year, we went to the second and lost to the Pacers that we should have easily beat.
Facts.
Melo stuffed
Facts.
at the rim. Does that give people nightmares?
Yes.
Tyson Chandler was injured that year, man, too.
Agreed. And Jerry
Boy,
Smith lost his
Hey,
brain.
I want to introduce
Yeah, I
myself to
was a kid.
Macmillian, man. I think it's the first time. Hey,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Hey, I'm Uncle Freezy, brother. It's good to see. Well, not see
uh,
you, but be on
yeah,
the
nice to
panel with
meet
you.
you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Love is
man.
love.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I've been tuned in. Though.
Yeah, man. For sure.
he's Max so icy. That be in the chat.
Oh, okay. What's good, bro?
Yeah, what's up,
Ooh,
man? How you living? How you living?
nice to
Yeah,
meet you too,
man.
man.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man.
Yo, can you believe BMWs are $91,000, bro, fully loaded? Are you serious? I walked off the lot, bro. The dude was like, "Sir, man, I'm not paying
Inflation
that."
is real.
Are you serious? I mean, come on, bro. What's going on out here? DSJ, listen, man. Dudes want me to drink Gatorade instead of champagne now. What's going on?
Wow.
What's going? How you gonna live drinking Gatorade, bro? What's good?
Listen, I don't know what to tell you. At the end of the day, again, this goes right into the mantra. You deserve better treatment than that.
Yeah,
Agreed.
that's
Yeah,
They don't know
deserve
you.
better.
I mean, I guess they don't know you got a network deal on the horizon. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You an
Big shout
$873
out to
million
the
man.
big shout out to the one in the chat. We see you down there, big and strong. We see you. We see you down there. You feel
yeah,
me?
man.
Big
Yeah,
shout
man.
out to you in the chat, baby.
Yo, and Greeny, that's how I started, bro, on the joint by myself. And like in the chat number would go 101010, and then now like today, like I'm trying to figure out a whole bunch of stuff behind the scenes, and people like, yo, where you at? Where you at? So in 19 months, you go from like one subscriber to like 3,300 subscribers. And it's like, one day you just like trying to figure out, and the next day everybody is like, "Yo, man, without you, we can't do nothing." So shout out to Greeny for taking his first step, because in
Mhm.
like say 15, 16 months, People will be
Right.
like, "Yo, Greeny, man, we can't go on about our day without you." So
They-
salute to Greeny for taking the first step, bro. I'm proud of you, bro.
Me too, man. Very proud.
Thanks,
You're
thanks, man.
hardworking,
Big
man.
shout out to Lawrence Tiz, man. Big shout out to Lawrence Tiz. If it wasn't no Tiz, I wouldn't be here. You feel me? Word.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. Keep doing your thing, boss. I gotta listen. I was joking, but I gotta skate though for real. You know what I'm saying? Because I got a joint going on, and then I got another thing that I'm recording. So I'm gonna try to do.
Nah,
I'm gonna try to
thanks for
do that. Try
stopping
to
by.
skate through
So
that
some
stuff.
love.
How long you gonna
Yeah.
be on for a minute, right? If you're gonna be on for a minute,
Yeah,
I'm
we
gonna try to.
probably rock for like another hour and a half. If the conversations get crazy, I ain't cutting the mic. I ain't gonna lie. If it's hot, you don't cut the man off hot when he got that hot hand. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right, gents, man. Hopefully, I'll see y'all in a little bit.
All
All right,
right,
no
man.
problem, man.
All
See
right,
you,
all
man.
stay
right,
safe, Uncle
hope you
Freeze.
have a good show.
Yeah, man.
You too. Great show.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
Well, big shout out to Uncle Freezy coming through showing some love. Lawrence Kids for the love of the game. Big shout out to those guys, man. For real, for real. I
Big
want
time.
to ask you guys, what do you guys think about the individual performances from last night? You can go one by one. You can not give a individual bias review. You can give a team bias. It doesn't matter. I'm just asking for a recap of your player performance. That's all.
Right. For me, I thought Mitch was the player of the game, man. He was a defensive demon out there. Crashing the glass. He gobbled up 20 boards, 15 points, clogging the paint. I mean, I wish he didn't break that free throw that would have tied the game. But other than that, Mitch was the man amongst boys. I mean, diving for loose balls. He had 11 offensive rebounds. Mitch was a beast out there last game. Um, Everyone else I thought played inconsistent. I thought Randall, even though he did a good job getting tip-ins, I thought Randall kind of forced the issue a little bit though. RJ Barrett, I thought RJ played well as far as him being aggressive, getting to the lane, floater game. He was doing a good. He was about 5 or 6 in the first half, only 3 of 9 in the second half. And I didn't like him taking that three when they were down by 3. But other than that, I thought RJ played well for the most part. I wish he didn't take that bad 3. But everybody else kind of like stunk. I like Jalen Brunson. Look, Brunson's been a good piece for us, but Jalen Brunson was Jalen Brickson against Milwaukee. I mean, 8 for 22. He forced up a lot of shots in the mid range. I know the ankle injury did play a factor, which it did. He still forced a lot of mid range shots, and didn't fall. And I thought Drew Holiday pretty much put him in shackles. Played good on-ball defense, especially contesting shots. And I thought Gesundheit. God bless you. And I
Thank you,
thought
thank
that
you.
you're welcome, man. And I thought that our bench, who usually is our spark plug, who's number 8 in bench scoring, the bench just sucked. I mean, Quigley 2 for 9, all 5 from downtown. Obi Toppin brought some energy, but it didn't feel impactful to me. The bench, Hartenstein, he had a good start to the season, but he's kind of slowed down a little. Excuse me.
Bless you, bless you.
Thank you.
Hmm.
But what I'm seeing is that the bench was bad out there. Who usually is our spark plug. I thought Grimes played good handball defense, but that's just my analysis. And missing free throws. New York missed 7 free throws and shot 6 of 30 from the great beyond. Good grief, Sharif. That is just horrendous.
Yeah, that's bad numbers. Well,
Facts.
honestly, me, honestly, I was at work that day, so I didn't really get to see that game. But from watching the other games and all the other Knicks games, Bronson was doing good, so I was surprised to hear that he was doing bad. I love the game from Mitchell. And one thing I just could say, like, I feel like everybody on the Knicks need to have more effort as far as doing things that doesn't count towards the stat sheet, like just boxing out or going for the offensive rebound. Certain little things I feel like the Knicks could do that could win those games. That one little box out could count. That one little effort you hustling, like certain Knicks got to stop watching the ball, man. And I feel like we could win certain games if we just put more effort. I like the effort that we giving now. At least we're not getting blown out by 20 or we're down 20. We got to fight back. Like we're in games. And I just feel like the Knicks just need to show more effort doing
Agreed.
other things besides scoring the basketball.
Agreed.
So that's my take on that.
You're right.
So it's unanimous. I think everybody Feels like Mitchell Robinson was the man of the game. You know what I'm saying? He was the guy that actually benefited the Knicks in a positive direction. RJ was efficient up until the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
And Greeny, this goes right into another point that I made before about counter moves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a couple of drives where RJ got rejected at the rim. Um, and the first thing I thought was, well, this would have been perfect for a turnaround fadeaway.
Agreed.
Yup,
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
yup. I've seen that a couple times.
Yep.
that pull up three, of course, ill advised, but I think again that's unfortunately that's the way the game is played right now. Like nobody thinks about driving into the lane and trying to at least force the other team to hit free throws. You foul, you know what I'm saying? You make the
Right.
bucket, you foul them right away. It's starting to become a lost start. I appreciate that. It's starting to become a lost start because um as a prime example, take the game. Denver played. I think it was Utah or something like that, right? Played another team. Matter of fact, no, it was Golden State 2 years ago. Um, they could have elected to tie the game. There was on a fast break opportunity. It was a
That was
3-on-1
Washington.
situation.
That was Washington.
Washington. Okay, Michael Porter Jr. instead of driving into the lane and getting the easy layup, you know what I'm saying, and possibly a layup and a foul, he elects to go into the corner and attempts a three. Bricks the situation, they lose the game, and they lose the game by two.
They lost by one, I think. I think they lost by one. But I get what you're saying.
Nah, because what it was the basket would have tied the game and forced overtime, and the three would have won the game by one. That's why it was like one of those ill-advised situations where they're like, well, why didn't you elect to go inside and at least get the tie? That would have been more automatic. And again, if you get the hoop and the harm, you get to the line, you possibly ice the game that way. But again, electing to go for the three, but that goes right into what I'm saying. As far as the way the game is played now, everybody's electing to go for the 3-point shot as opposed to getting inside and either A, getting a mid range jumper or going inside and collecting the harm, you know what I'm saying? Going through through the trenches and getting those 2 points, especially at a time when you really didn't need the three.
Yeah.
But
No, I get you that the decision making in basketball is very different now. You know,
and I'm not
especially
saying that,
since.
again, like I get it, you know what I'm saying? Like you trying to ice the game, you're trying to find a way to get over the hump.
Hmm.
But no drawn up play. You didn't break anybody down. It was a contested shot. It doesn't look good. You know what I'm saying? And even if it wasn't like a full contest, it wasn't like, you know what I'm saying, the guy had a hand in your face and,
Right.
The thing
press
is, it
the
wasn't a
issue.
bad miss. That's why it's really not that crazy. It wasn't a bad miss. Like he
Yeah,
hit
just
the
hit left
back
the rim. Yeah.
iron. Yeah, he hit like back iron. So like realistically, like that's just a little bit too much leg. Like you just shot too much leg. Like if you're a shooter, you know if you miss left to right, you know that was your arm. You shot the ball wrong with your hands or your arm. But if you're missing short and long, that's legs. It's your legs.
Right. And one thing too, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Greeny. One thing too,
Oh, oh.
one
No, you
thing
good.
too, I want to add. By the way, Delano, you were right. The Nuggets did lose by two to the Wiz. And by the way, it was Capazzo that shot the three at the right wing. Porter didn't even touch the ball. Capazzo yacked the three at the right wing 2 years ago. I get what Delano was trying to say though.
Yeah. Nah, but
Nah,
basketball
he's
has
right.
changed overall, though.
What'd you say, Mac?
Nah, I said basketball just changed overall. That's all I was saying, though.
No, yeah,
As
Big
basketball
far as.
definitely has changed, and DSJ is correct on his point. When you're
Hmm.
going to like in that time frame, I think it was about a minute left on the clock. RJ can get downhill and get a 2 point bucket. You can get a stop, and then you have at least a shot, at least 30 seconds to get another shot, a two for one. You know what I mean? You
agreed.
can take a quick shot and get another one, or you can get downhill and get the M1 and tie the game that way. You know what I'm saying?
Do,
Like
Agreed.
you never
do
know.
you, but honestly, bro, throughout the years, do you really think the Knicks be getting calls? I don't think they blow the whistle for our team.
Nah, they don't get calls, but last year the Knicks did. The Knicks was second in the NBA in free throws.
Mhm.
Listen, I don't even feel like they be giving us calls, man. I ain't
I
gonna lie.
mean, it's true. They don't give us calls, but New York doesn't drive to the hole enough.
Yeah.
But I said you got to force the issue. You got to at that point. You got to make it hard on the refs. You know what I'm saying? You got to get the opportunity
It's
to
no
make it
real
hard on the refs.
contact. There's no real like when RJ goes to the basket, he don't be trying to really like he gets contact, but it don't like be on some I'm trying to draw the foul type contact. Like that's why I feel like he don't. And then I feel like Julius Randle tries to do that, and then Julius Randle just be sometimes out of control. Like he gets offensive fouls, throwing his elbow too much. You're already
True.
strong. Why you're, you know what I'm saying? You're already strong enough. Why are you trying to draw the foul that way, man? And it's like. I said it be games where he just be getting offensive fouls too much, man, and that's a possession right there. That possession could have won us the game because we lost by 2 points, man. You know what I'm saying? It just be little things like
Mhm.
that the
Yeah.
Knicks be doing.
I get what you say. Right,
And
right.
even the fact that too, like the play doesn't have to necessarily be RJ taking the shot, right? I mean, he could have
Mhm.
drove in there, you know what I'm saying, drawn a defender away from, Mitch under the basket or Randall under the basket. I mean, Randall was wide open anyway. He had pinned Holiday back, and even though Holiday's a very good defender, the possibility, you know what I'm saying, for Randall to get that shot off for Drew Holiday seems like a more, higher efficiency shot than, you know what I'm saying, the halfway contested 3-pointer.
Agreed.
So I would have elected
Yeah.
to even if RJ is a playmaker in that situation, do something different than just jack up a three.
Yeah,
Agreed.
that's agreed. And I'm
Randall
not
I
can
even
will
he
mad
can
at
play.
Bronson too.
I
I'm not
will
mad
say
at
that
Bronson.
though, in those closing minutes of those, and then last 3 or 5 minutes of that game, RJ Barrett was the one that was playmaking and making the plays for the Knicks. He was
True.
getting downhill and diming Mitchell Robinson. There was play when Mitchell Robinson didn't even think he was getting a pass and it was a dime and it was going
True.
out of bounds because he wasn't paying attention. And now and that's one thing. I think Mitchell Robinson needs to be a I think if he gets more shots in the offense and reduce our 3-point attempts, I think it will make us a better team.
Yeah, but I ain't gonna lie. I wanted
Like
to say this
RJ, take
though.
your threes away and get downhill and look for Mitch. You go ahead, man. My bad.
Nah, it's all good, bro. But like, I just wanted to say I'm not mad at Brunson, bro, because people gotta understand that he went against holiday season, and that man is lock up. I don't know. I don't know the numbers. I ain't gonna say he a top five guard in defense, bro, but I know he at least top 10, bro. Like Drew Holiday, come on, that that's tough to go against, man. The people can't sleep on Drew Holiday's defense, man. He'll
That's
make
true.
a player go 8 for 22. So. I'm not mad that. I mean, he could have took less shots, but he playing against Holiday ain't easy, man.
Yes, it is.
And see, I think you also got to look at too. It ain't just Holiday defending Brunson. Javon Carter was known for, you know what I'm saying, his defensive
Defense.
intensity from the moment he stepped into the league when he was
Right.
drafted by Memphis. That didn't
Right.
go away at all.
And he was at West
Hmm.
Virginia locking people up.
Hmm.
So I
Then
mean, it ain't like, you know what I'm saying, oh well, you got to break if Drew Holiday goes to the bench or he gets switched on somebody else. Like you got to contest with a defensive juggernaut at every single possession because all of them, that's their reputation. Javon Carter, Drew Holiday, like those guys, that's what they're known for.
And
hmm
then
And
think about when he gets downhill, Giannis and Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez is the leading block. He leads the NBA in blocks per game.
2.9 per
Not
game,
Giannis.
that's
It's not
crazy.
Giannis. It's Brook Lopez that leads the NBA in the blocks per
Hmm.
game. So everybody's a defender if you think about
And the
it. Like
Bucks are
like you
number
just
one in
said,
defense too.
everybody's a
Yeah,
defender. Only person that's not a defender on the team is Grayson Allen. He's
and
low key a
and
sneaky defender.
and
Mhm.
and and, people be sleeping. Brooke Lopez was an All Star a few years ago, man.
With the Nets, and people just look at Brook Lopez as a 3-point shooter. Brook Lopez could bang in the post sometimes. He can, and he had a
Yeah,
mid
he
range game with the
definitely
Nets.
definitely was nasty back then.
And even his rebounding's been up too. Brook Lopez has rebounded well this year
Hmm
though. And another thing too with the Bucks, I know we're talking this, but I want to talk about what happened with the Bucks. They're not even healthy. They don't even have Chris Middleton yet. He's coming back against the Lakers tomorrow on ESPN. So they're not even healthy. When they get Chris Middleton back, it will take them time to adjust. But around like February or March, around that, Milwaukee's going to be more scary. And come playoff time, the deer, people should fear the deer, man. They're number one in
Yeah.
defense. The number one in defense, especially in the paint, perimeter defense. They're like top 15 perimeter defense. The only thing Milwaukee needs to work on is scoring because the Bucks can be streaky offensively, but the Bucks are gonna be scary, man, when healthy.
Yeah, we know that. We know that. No, I got a quick
Yeah.
question for y'all. Because since Fournier's been benched, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say the trade, the trade might be happening for him. So I'm like, what do y'all think the Knicks should do as far as as far as the trading season deadline? Like, where you think we should go? Should we go for draft picks? Should we try to get another player? Like, where do you think the Knicks should go from here?
They should get another player if I were New York. You need another 3-and-D guy if I were New York. Maybe another or a playmaker. I wish we got an SGA, but I don't think it's likely to this point.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
think so
I
too.
don't think so. I would consider Harrison Barnes if I were New York. I would consider Harrison Barnes if Sacramento wasn't
I've
available.
been I've been hearing about that for last year, since
Mm-hmm.
last year that yeah, some that we might sign Harrison Barnes. Me personally, I don't want Harrison Barnes. I see why he would be a good fit for the team, but then it's like the Knicks is going backwards in my eyes. Like we need to
Agreed.
go towards the future. We don't need to get a he's like I ain't gonna say he's an old player. He'd be good for the team for leadership, but if we get him, we gotta get somebody else first that's for the future, and then get him to make the team better. Like
Right.
I don't
But
think he
Mac,
should
here's
be
the
the
beautiful
main
thing about
focus.
it, though, right? Harrison Barnes is a 3-and-D wing, right? Who can
Mm-hmm.
create his own shot. But the
Yep.
best thing about the whole situation is he's an expiring contract. After this season, he's done. So he's off the books. So even
Hmm.
if you somehow get a situation where you get another draft pick out of that, out of that deal, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You can still have something where, okay, not only did I get some money off the books, but I
Hmm.
also have another piece for the future going forward.
That's true.
If you had a front
Yeah,
office that could make that kind of deal happen, because that's the other part of it too.
yeah,
You got
that's
to have
the
a front
thing.
office that's able to make the deals work.
Yo, that's the thing too, because
Mm-hmm.
like this is what I be confused about. Like, all right, so the Knicks can't get a superstar, we can't get a star. And the Knicks during the past couple years haven't drafted well. So it's like, what direction do we really go? We get the picks, but we don't pick. Like we could have drafted Donovan Mitchell. Like,
Or
and
we
then
could have
yeah,
had Tyrese Halliburton, SGA, Michael
yes, we
Porter.
could have had a whole. We picked what Frank Ntilikina, bro.
That
Oh
was
my
just stupid.
gosh!
That was just
Like
stupid. And Kevin
I,
Knox.
s- I seen Frank Ntilikina be at the rim, like literally have a layup, and him pass the ball to somebody else, like Ben Simmons did. He basically was doing that. I just couldn't believe it. Like he had an open layup at the rim and passed the ball up. That's why I'm saying when Knicks go for draft picks, it's like who we gonna draft? And then the person that we had Porzingis, he didn't even stay with us.
Sure, we swapped them. And also the fact that don't forget too, we had Jalen Duren, but we were supposed to draft Jalen Duren. We traded him. We traded out of the
Hmm.
out of the draft, but that was just idiotic.
The
Also the fact that
person in the
yep,
person the Knicks should have got this draft was AJ Griffin.
he could have
That's
helped.
who the Knicks. That's who the Knicks should have drafted.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And another thing too, did you also know that the Knicks waived Farron Hunt? We didn't even use him. We waived Farron Hunt. We had Trevor Kill, so give him some minutes though. I'm not saying overplay the guy, but give him some minutes. Try it out. He can bring energy. I mean, look at that stupid draft picks. I mean, we drafted Jordan Hill over Steph Curry and DeMar DeRozan.
Oh,
Seriously, like
nah, that I ain't gonna still lie. Steph Curry wasn't our fault. Golden State took him before we could get him.
I know, I know, that's true. I'm just saying we were a pick behind. That's what I'm saying. We could have had
Oh,
him
okay.
or DeRozan.
Yeah.
We could have also had DeRozan, one of them. I
Hmm.
mean, we could have Russell Westbrook from a draft or Joakim Noah the first time. I mean, like I said, like you said, Spider Mitch, Michael Porter. I mean, SGA, Tyrese Halliburton. I don't understand, man. It's just dumb.
Malik Monk,
Another
we can't
another
even
three and
draft
D
it.
wing. Another
Malik
three
Monk
and D wing the Knicks could have drafted last season. They just passed up on was Tyree Eason. He would have been solid.
with who?
Tyree Eason from
Tyree Eason.
LSU.
Ty Eason. Yeah. Okay. Oh boy.
I don't know.
So
Like,
back to what I was saying about we deserve better.
Right.
definitely.
We
Listen,
absolutely
man.
do. We deserve better, man. We do. It's
Agreed.
not fair as us Knicks fans to go out and spend our money, our hard-earned money, on Knicks fit and clothes and tickets and going to the game. We got to make sure we go to a game we know the Knicks gonna win, bro. That's sad, bro. Bro,
Agreed.
that's sad, bro.
And even though saying the Knicks
That's
gonna
sad,
win is
bro.
even crazier because you don't even know with this team.
You don't even know.
Don't
Don't even
know.
know.
You know what?
You
So
think
crazy
you did the
though.
go?
If you think
You
about
did
it,
the Golden
Greeny,
State Warriors
you are
fans
literally the
buying tickets?
definition of my fault. Go ahead, bro.
No, you're not. You good? You good?
Yeah, I was just saying, you know what's so funny about the whole thing right now? If you think about it, you are now right at this moment the walking definition of spending time and money on the Knicks.
Agreed.
Facts.
Agreed.
What?
Yeah.
You don't even know how much Knicks gear I got, bro. Time and money.
I feel bad for Mike Breen and Clyde doing games and Wally. I feel bad. It got even so bad that Mike Breen, who usually gets a bang for the Knicks, remember that one game against the Warriors to give a bang for Klay Thompson? Think about that. Think
Damn.
about that. On an ESPN game, Mike Breen,
Right.
who's a Knicks commentator, gave a bang towards an opposing team. Think about that.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
On
That's
ESPN.
ridiculous.
Yeah, but Klay kind of deserved that.
I can't even listen, bro. I can't even remember the last time I heard that bang. And then
I haven't
consistently,
heard
and shit
that.
was Mellow. When Mellow
Yeah.
was here, that's it.
Bang, bang, Melo from long range. Steve
bro.
Novak,
The Knicks
3-pointer,
can't hit
bang.
threes. The Knicks can't hit threes, and I've been
We
said
can't.
that.
That's why we can't, bro. We
With
can't
The
30
hit
last
them.
three-point
game
shooting.
when what the last team when the Knicks had 140 points, I think we had 16 threes that game. That is like the most threes we've hit in like 3 games previous. I'm telling you, like you could have put the 3 games previous before them 16 threes, and it wouldn't even have made up to 16 threes. I promise you,
Yeah,
because that's how bad the Knicks are shooting from three right now.
fast.
This team.
Was the only positives is that here's what's super crazy. New York is one of the best free throw shooting teams in the league because of really more Brunson and Randall. And even I thought RJ and Randall working the free
And
throws
Reddish
and
too.
Reddish. Right.
Oh, I
And
love
Reddish.
it.
And even
That's
Obi
awesome.
shot well at the line too. You gotta give him that. But New York needs to go more to the hole because we're a good free throw shooting team. Last game was an exception, but the Knicks need to put their heads down and truck the way to the basket. You know, you don't need you don't need to play pop a three. You don't need to keep shooting those. You know, use the
Okay.
mid-range game.
So let me ask you this: did you see them floaters going down last night? Them floaters they was going downhill, getting down in the paint
Mhm.
and floating that joint. Quickly was floating it. RJ was floating them, and I was hoping that Brunson could get downhill and float them. Because if Brunson would have been getting downhill floating them, we would have won that game.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And also, here's what's cuckoo crazy about this. Milwaukee, the Bucks, there was a span they shot like 29% from the field because we were doing a good job clogging the paint, swinging the perimeter. But New York offense just didn't really click. Didn't really click that much.
Mhm.
It didn't really click because it's like, you know, you got to utilize the mid-range game. The guys who utilize the mid-range game is Randall and Brunson. And I want to throw this out there. Have you noticed that Julius Randle stuff a lot of threes this year? Have you noticed that, though? He doesn't utilize the mid-range game as much anymore. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just been
But I ain't
struggling.
gonna lie, if Julius Randle shoots good from the three, the Knicks gonna win.
Agreed.
But like, bro, we need him down. He's a monster, bro. We need him down there moving people out the way. And
Nah,
then he
you're
can shoot
right.
some threes. Like
You're right, Mac. Exactly what you said earlier. He needs to go up just ready for the contact. Don't go up trying to draw the contact because now you look like you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to do like a motion
You
that's
doing
not a
too much.
basketball move. Yeah, and then they're gonna call offensive foul every
Exactly.
time.
I
You could just
seen
go up
him.
ready for the contact. I know what you're
I
saying though. You're right.
I done see him elbow like at least 5 players this season.
Mm-hmm.
I
Agreed. Needs to back
already
down
know the
the post.
call.
Right, right. To be fair, Randall has played better this season. I thought his defense
Hmm
has been a little bit better this year compared to years past. But like you guys said, he needs to back down the low block in the pinch post. Don't just jack up jump shots. Yes, he can hit though. We know that, but you don't need to always rely on that if you're JR 30. You gotta, bang in the post.
This is what
You
they
know,
need
take.
to do. They need to get Brunson down in that, and if you're watching the TV, Brunson need to be in that up corner, the left corner, and
Hmm.
they need to have Randall do like a slip screen where he gets the mismatch, and then he
Right,
can, like you said, get that little low post bump, and get that nice little fade right there in the middle where LeBron gets his fade. Because Julius
right,
is nice when he gets that nice little fade right there. I'm not gonna lie, that's a nice shot
hmm
for him. But
right.
but you like you're saying, he needs to get like a drop step or like a up and under or something. Like he needs that because he has
he
the
needs
muscle
another
for it.
move.
Yeah, he has the
Agreed,
muscle for it. He needs it.
agreed,
Hey,
agreed.
if I disconnect, y'all keep rocking. I'm pulling in my driveway and my service is terrible. Yeah.
No, you're fine. You're good, man. You're good. I want to ask
Yeah.
you guys. Sorry, go ahead. You talking?
No. I was just saying. Yeah, I'm like,
Do you guys think some people think we should fire Tibbs? I don't think we should fire Tibbs, but do you guys think we should fire Tibbs?
I listen. You know what I think? I don't know. I feel like after this season, if he don't really do nothing for us, then we might get rid of him because, or we can still keep him because he's a defensive minded coach. But if we keep him, we gotta add somebody else
We
that
need a
has
scorer.
some type of offensive type of some scheme, bro. Because his offensive calling is just crazy. I forgot what
Agreed.
game. I forgot what game. The game. What was the game we played? Before we played Milwaukee, that last game when we lost.
Detroit, the
No,
Pistons.
before Detroit. Before Detroit, we won that
It
game.
was. Well, let me see. It was before the Pistons. It was against the Grizzlies.
Yeah, exactly. The Grizzlies. Jalen Brunson was killing for us, right? And
Hmm.
then they called timeout because Ja Morant scored that layup. They called timeout, right? And like you can tell, like he didn't draw up no really good play. He just like, yo, you're hot. You're the hot player. You come out here and just get here, do what you want. Cause like it was no real play. Like
Hmm. Agreed.
when you could tell when a coach run a good play, you see the play just get activated. The ball snaps, boom. You got a player running away. You see the first option go. You see the second option go. It's like I don't know. They just gave the ball to Bronson. Bronson took a rush shot. Like it was no really a game plan. Like it was no like
No
I if
screens,
you
no pick and pops.
nothing. If you don't got this shot, well, you'll have this option in the corner, or you'll have this man back door. It's like no other option. It's just like, yo, Jalen Brunson here, take the ball. You've been scoring the last couple buckets. You know what I'm saying? And it's like Jalen Brunson scored every single bucket before the last two. The last two, we needed those last two buckets, and he couldn't do it.
True. One of them, Brandon Clark did pretty much put him in the ringer, contesting the shots. So you gotta give Brandon Clark that. But the first one, when he missed it, it was a fouling jump shot
Hmm
over Ja. Here's what I believe: New York should have held it for the final shot. I always say that if there's no shot clock, I will always go for a buzzer beater because
Yo,
it's like you don't want to give any time for your opponent. Not
exactly.
hold it for the last shot though.
But I don't. That's a generation of our basketball. People are not thinking like that now. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm. Agreed.
Me personally, as a basketball fan, as not being a Knicks fan, I would have went personally for the game winner, and you know why? Because it's like we barely beat them in the regular game, right?
Hmm.
So it's like, you think we're really gonna beat them in overtime too? Like, no, you need to get them out of the game right now and then. And like me personally, I probably would have went like with 5 seconds on the clock. I probably would have went to the basket first, knowing
Agreed.
me. Like, just
Agreed.
let's see if we could do. I probably would have went for overtime and try to get an and one or something and draw a foul.
Agreed. Agreed. What do you think, DSJ?
To your question, um, if I'm the ownership, I'm having a conversation with the front office, and the first thing I want them to do is ask permission to speak with Kenny Atkinson out of Golden State.
Mm,
Mm.
If I get that permission, Tibbs is gone, and the front office is in the hot seat.
right. Okay.
Steps got to be increment, but they got to make sense. And at the end of the day, you have a head coach that has a poor history of development with a team that's in need of development. All the defensive, and I want you to think about this, right? Because Matt, what you said speaks volumes. You have a defensive oriented head coach
Mm-hmm.
with a team
Mhm.
that lacks defense.
Crazy, huh?
You can sit here and go over the numbers and all that stuff. We're ranked in a specific spot at specific times. But when you look at the game, does it look like that defensive effort? How
Nope.
many times have you watched open three after open three because the guys lost on defense?
A billion times. No closeouts at
Mm.
all.
No closeouts. And it's like that's another thing. They playing 2K defense. Like, why are you giving your man so much space if you see these guys are hitting shots? I don't understand. Y'all just gonna have to stay solid sometimes, bro. It's
Agreed. And
too much.
even no, go ahead. I
Nah,
agree.
I was just gonna say it's too much ball watching.
I agree. And also another issue, even their offense. I know they score a lot of points, but they make it harder than it needs to be offensively. Like needs to do like they want Brunson to do everything, like mid range, post fadeaway. It's like, geez, like give him some help offensively. I mean, RJ Barrett, who did play well against the Bucks as far as him being aggressive, he's been streaky all year. Like, how many horrible
It
3-point
might get
stretches he
it
gone
might
this year? Yep.
Hmm.
y'all might skip. Hold on one second.
Okay. I agree. Our 3-point defense has been very horrendous to say the least. Our offense, I know we score a lot of points, but when you watch the game, they don't move the ball that much. And also, their 3-point shooting is atrocious. Like, the only guys who shot well from three, to that point, I'm talking about consistently. I can't even say consistent because no one has really been consistent from three this year. You know what I mean? Other than
Hmm.
Speed Mikhailou. Come on, we don't even play Speed Mikhailou.
Yeah, word. We don't. I can't even remember somebody shooting a contest consistently or for 3-point line from
Mm-hmm.
starters and bench. And another thing the Knicks don't have, I mean, um, I feel like Jalen Brunson don't got no help because we really don't got no other playmakers or we really don't have no other shot creators. And I feel like Cam Reddish kind of is a shot creator, but he
You can,
don't
yeah.
he don't get touches like that.
Right.
He Cam Reddish is a little bit too quiet over there in the corner, bro. Like he needs to he be creating shots.
Agreed. Agreed.
Besides nobody else, I mean Julius Randle could create his own shot, but it'd be like forced. Like if
Agreed.
there don't be no like creating like open jump shot. You
Agreed.
feel me?
Yeah.
Like Cam
Brunson
Reddish
gives Jalen Brunson creativity is ridiculous.
is
It's
I think
ridiculous.
ridiculously good.
he has ankle breakers already as a Nick. Like he be hitting people with that in and out. Bing! He be hitting. Oh my god! He be losing people with that in and out. He
The
Hmm.
Brunson
definitely is.
burner is on. Yep.
I can't lie. Yeah, we need more creators, and I thought quickly would be like a playmaker slash creator, but this year is like he's been playing a little bit different
True,
than
true,
when he usually been playing.
true. To be fair with Quigley, after the horrible start, he has turned things around a little bit this year. After the horrible start, so he has turned. He didn't play good against Milwaukee, but to be, my only thing with Quig is that you don't need to be a Chuck. He does. He can pass when he wants to sometimes, but I do agree that Quig needs to be a better playmaker.
Hmm.
But
He
Quigley's
has the
defense has improved
potential.
this year. Yeah.
He has the potential to be a playmaker, but he has to want to be a playmaker at the same time.
Okay,
Like,
and my take on my fault, Matt. Go ahead, my fault.
no, no, quickly, quickly can be a playmaker off his scoring. Like, I see he likes to score, Like you
Mhm.
said, Green, him making that floater, boom. When he gets to the rack now, he could get a backdoor
Yeah.
Mitchell sometimes or throw the alley
Hmm.
hoop.
Hmm.
But
Right.
but
No, that's a
it's
fact.
like
That's a fact.
for real. Now you
I
can
was gonna
go. You
say,
can go.
I was gonna answer G's point that he asked the question.
Yeah, Tibbs. Do you think you should
Honestly,
fire Tibbs?
I said I listen. I said this on New School Knicks. Well, you can probably go back and find it. I said Tibbs will be fired. My controversial take was Tibbs will be fired 25 games into the season. So I right now, like he's teeter tottering on that high seat. Like if we go like on a 4 game losing streak,
At home,
then it might
especially.
it might happen because December is going to be a tough schedule. I got it down there in the ticker. That's why I put it up there because I wanted to talk about the
Hmm.
tough schedule coming up.
Right. Right.
So
Hmm.
I don't know what's going to happen. And then you got to remember January is going to be tough. Then February, and then it's All Star break. Then
Agreed.
after that, you can't like. So I don't know. Right now, I think
Yeah,
the move
facts.
might be to get him into the front office and then slowly get him out of the organization. But just
Hmm.
like it's just a pat on the back instead of a kick out the door. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's just
Yeah,
patting him out of the back of the
yeah.
organization. Give him a nice little job in the front office where he
I
can't
agree.
affect
I
anything.
agree with that.
Possibly.
And yeah,
Yo, G, to answer your question again from another person's point of view, because I got a friend. Shout outs to C-Town. He's from Atlanta, but he's a Bulls and a Hawks fan.
Mhm.
But he did. But we talking Knicks stuff too. But what he did say about this, he said either we should fire Tom Thibodeau or we should try to go back and get Mike D'Antoni or some type of offensive assistant coach or way they can orchestrate the offense. And
They
Thibodeau
should
just did
consider
his
that.
defensive thing.
They should consider, yeah.
Yeah, because
what do you think about that,
Mike D'Antoni runs that type of offense that they play now.
Right.
What do you think about that,
Look what he
DSJ?
did to Steve Nash and James Harden. Made them MVPs.
Hmm.
Even look what he did to Jeremy Lin in 2012. Lin's sanity.
What do you think about that,
think
DSJ?
I think D'Antoni gets you to a specific spot, but he's not a championship caliber offensive coordinator. So what ends up happening is he falls in love with that one player specifically. Um, I would assume in this case it would probably be somebody like Brunson, and he'll build a continued offense ran through Brunson, and it gets to a point where Mike D'Antoni it becomes predictable
True.
in crunch time.
That's true.
Hmm.
Mm,
But we gotta
just
get there first.
like the Knicks back in the day.
Yeah,
So, and I mean, yeah, because that wouldn't be his first rodeo with us. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
yeah, that's
So, so for me, I mean, and it's like I said, and for me, that's why I'm basically looking at just developmental coaches. You know what I'm saying? Guys with that kind of reputation, to take over the
It's like Kenny
organization,
Atkinson, right?
right? Because
Yeah, Kenny
I
Atkinson
want I
over
want to
there
get
behind the Warriors. You right. You on to something
Yeah, that's a
here.
fact.
You on to
right.
something here.
I always wanted Clyde to join some partnership of the team too, man.
Yeah,
True.
that I do think that needs to happen. But what were you saying, DSJ? You can get back to your point.
yeah. No, I was just saying as far as I respect what D'Antoni can do for an individual. Like he'll make an individual an all star. Like there's no question about it.
Mhm.
But
Hmm.
it feels like there's an expiration date kind of situation when it comes down to D'Antoni.
Right.
I see
Yeah,
what
I
you're
could
saying.
agree
He has
with
You're
eye
that.
giving
for
me
ball. He
James
does rely on
Harden
eye for ball.
vibes. You
I
gave
can
me
agree
James
with you.
Harden vibes. As soon as you say that, I just thought about James Harden. He got an expiration date. You feel me? You
True.
can't
Yeah,
sustain that level of play for a long
Hmm.
time. You got an expiration date. That's what that means.
Hmm.
That's
That's
true. And
exactly what
Dan
that
Tony's
means.
offense was 3 point was analytics though sometimes. So yeah.
That's all he lives off of. Everybody knows that. Anybody knows that D'Antoni's offense is based off analytics.
Hmm.
But that's how some people coach.
Agreed.
Which is crazy.
yeah, and it's disheartening because for me, I'm looking at
Mhm.
the opportunity to get those type of coaches were well within our grasp, right? So Mike Budenholzer, before he took the job in Milwaukee, was a candidate for the Knicks job before we gave it to David Fizdale.
Right.
And look at how well that Bucks organization is not only being ran, but to the point that they're, you know what I'm saying, even with Giannis, right? Like Giannis developed well under Jason Kidd,
Yeah.
who, you know, again, if we're looking at narratives, which I think is kind of what the Knicks do, like, you know what I'm saying, you got a guy that not only is a former Knick, but had a head coach, you know, had success at the head coaching position. So my question is, why didn't you offer him the job before you went Tom Thibodeau? He was available, you know what I'm saying, and he has a track record, because Giannis would be one of those guys that you look at as part of that resume, right? And we're talking about a guy that, you know what I'm saying, was basically he was a complimentary piece to Jabari Parker when he got drafted
Mm-hmm.
to becoming the franchise player and the most dominant player right now in NBA in the NBA, in the modern NBA.
Agreed.
So that's a fingerprint. That's a resume right there. You know what I'm saying? Look at what he's done for, you know what I'm saying, for Luka's game, who was already that guy. He was already that good. And you turn
Look what he
around
did
and
for
made it even
Brunson's
better.
game.
Mean to an MVP caliber player.
That's
Look what J Kid did for Brunson's game.
True. And
so
right, go ahead.
yeah. So when you look at things like that, it's like, yo, fam, like I just, you know, I just wonder why you know what I'm saying, like why does it seem like the fans are smarter than the front office at times?
Weird,
We
huh?
are. Honestly.
We are. And not to switch teams, the Mavs just lost to the Pistons. I'm like, what the heck?
But you know what's so funny about that too, and I've made no bones about it. I've made no secret about it. The 2020 draft, there were two players I've consistently said I wanted us to get, and that was Killian Hayes and Tyrese Halliburton.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's a shame when I could sit here and say that for this situation, speaking about the Pistons, there's no Cade Cunningham. Jaden Ivey was coming off the bench. The guy that was the player of the game was Killian Hayes.
Big
Look
time
at his production ever since Cade Cunningham goes down with the injury. And you got Dwayne Casey leading the charge. Well, now we're talking about development, right?
Facts.
Okay. Look at Isaiah Stewart and how much of his game has progressed from rookie season up until now. We're talking about development, right?
Mm-hmm. Even Marvin Bagley's balled out this year.
Look at Bagley. Ever since he got traded from Sacramento and had a real opportunity outside of the injuries to play, and how much of his game has not only evolved, but evolved into a point where he really looks like somebody I would trade for today. We're talking about development, right?
Athletic, can shoot the three, can post, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
But now look at Tom Thibodeau, and it's the same offensive schemes, no matter what the situation, no matter what the player. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, even to the point where Obi Toppin looked better in the summer league than he does in the regular season.
Agreed. That is the truth.
We talking about development, and this is why, like I said, when it comes down to it, I can fault the players to some degree, right? But I also know enough to know that when a player talks about, you know what I'm saying, the head coach helping him, assisting him, he gives credit to the head coach. He doesn't give it to the coaching staff. And that's something that I've been listening to and hearing for every post game with some level of success. When RJ Barrett got out of his slump last season and started hitting those 30-point games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? After the game, they asked him about it. First thing he does, he gives credit to the coaching staff, not Tom Thibodeau. But if you ask a player like Joe Harris, all-star, you know, D'Angelo Russell, Karis LeVert, Spencer Dinwiddie, about development, they give all the credit to Kenny Atkinson.
Mm-hmm.
If you listen to Killian Hayes when he talks post-game or in interviews this past season, he's giving all the credit to Dwayne Casey.
Right. And even Kevin Knox has played well in Detroit too.
A bust in all measures by a lot of fans, a bust or a project. And look at the fact that he's turned into what looks like at times a competent player.
Even Jalen Duren too. Don't forget DSJ. Even Jalen Duren's so good. Athletic freak, leads the rookies in monster mashes and dunks. Yeah.
He a rookie. So I expect bumps and bruises, but he's coming along, and he's coming
Yes.
along faster and looks a lot more competent at times than even Isaiah Hartenstein.
Agreed.
So it looks bad when you got situations like that. You got rookies that look like they're outclassing in some capacity these veteran players that we pick up.
And didn't Detroit almost beat New York in MSG? Remember, guys? Like they almost beat us in MSG. They only, I remember they put within 4 at the end, and then Quigley had to hit a big shot. Arjun didn't make free throws. If I want to go, I know we came to the what if game, but I'm just saying if Burks hits that 3 when they were down by 6 to put within 3, who knows what could have happened though?
We looked up because of the fact that again we got hot at the right time. You know what I'm saying? Game of runs, we just happened to run right into the finish line. That's really what it boiled down to. They cooled off at the time when we were able to sustain. Not only sustain the lead, but we were able to capitalize on it. So, but again, to the point where again it's a game where it's a team that's supposed to be a gimme game for us. There should never be a situation where we're in jeopardy of losing that game.
Agreed. And another thing too, I want to throw a little G Money McNugget for there too. Another thing too, I even thought that even look at the guys on that team. Corey Joseph playing well in Detroit. I mean, I know they're not a good team, but they play with a lot of heart, man. Even Sadiq Bey. I know he's usually an Iron Man. He's been injury prone this year, but Sadiq Bey is usually durable. He's played well. He's struggling the 3. So yeah, and I know we are 3-0 against the Pistons, but like you said, DSG, we should not be in a battle with the team, especially without their best player, in Cade Cunningham.
The one thing you got to look at too, from a different perspective, is although they're a beatable team, there's a lot of another P word I like to throw around, which is potential. And potential is leading to production.
Right.
And at some point, that production is going to get them over the hump to where they become the team that we end up losing to on a night-to-night basis or compete a lot better than, Again, look at the fact that they just gave an L in overtime to Dallas with a superstar level talent like Luka Doncic. You know what I'm saying? Having 35 points.
Right. And they slowed
Tim
him
Hardaway
down.
Jr. was helping them out. It wasn't even like, okay, it was just a one-man band situation.
Right.
Tim Hardaway Jr. was helping out. You know what I'm saying? Giving them fits as well.
And Christian Wood was balling too.
Yeah, so I mean, it wasn't like, okay, you just got to get past Luka and that's it. Like the rest of the team was productive.
Right. And I know Luka had 35 points, but if you also watch the game, DSJ, they slowed him down the second half. They double team and trapped him at the top of the key, quick traps, you know what I mean?
Adjustments. Another situation that Tom Thibodeau seems to have a hard time understanding, as far as in-game adjustments. True. Making one is not enough. Making two is not enough. Sometimes you got to have at least 3 or 4 counter moves by the third play.
What if
you can't run the same offensive sets 5 plays straight and expect five straight baskets. Like, nah, it's not going to work like that.
That's a fact.
So, again, all I'm doing is giving examples to answer the question of what I would do if I had the opportunity. Would I keep or fire Tom? I'm firing. This is why I fired Tom Thibodeau.
Okay.
Okay, I'm right now. That was great takes. I ain't gonna lie. Like every single person had great takes.
If Right. If you don't
What
mind, you
happened?
want me to bring up the Knicks schedule to make it easier for us? I can
Yeah,
bring up the
yeah,
Knicks
yeah.
schedule.
I want to talk about the next schedule coming up, and I just want to talk about the Mavs games. So then we're going. I was gonna get everybody last take, and we're gonna close it out
Right.
for real, for real. Nah, but yeah, definitely pop up the schedule. You can bring up the schedule and bring up the games and let us know the games that's coming up and all that.
Right. Right.
Can you let us know if they home and or away games too?
Right. Right. I'm gonna just bring up the schedule right now. Give me some time, please. You guys see it? Yeah, I
So
have it.
Saturday we play Dallas at 12:30 in the afternoon. Matinee game.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Get
Green. I
excited.
have the schedule right here. You want to share it? Muted.
With hold on, one second. You got it on your screen?
Yeah, it's on my screen, but I don't think people can see it.
Yeah, I can put you on my screen. I can lay you out like there. I can put you up there. But the
Yeah,
thing is,
sure.
your camera not on.
I can't. No, wait. What do you mean? One second.
Like, like I can put you on the big screen, but how am I gonna get the schedule up there? Like, how you want me to put the schedule up on the screen?
You could just
Oh, I see you. I
maybe.
see you. I see you. I see you. I got it. I
Yeah,
got it.
like
I
that,
got
like
you.
that.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah, let
I
me
got
try
you.
to scroll it up. Let me
I
try
got you.
to
I
scroll
got
it
you.
up right
Hmm.
here. Yeah, we can do win or loss if we want. If you have to guess.
So yeah, December 3rd. You can go Matt or DJ. I can take it over. There we go.
Yeah, like I was saying, 12:30 Saturday matinee game against Dallas. We know how well we do in matinee games already, but to pair that with having to play against Luka Doncic, the only good thing we have going for us is that we actually have a good record playing against Dallas.
Right, and the Mavs stink on the road. They're 1-8 away from American Airlines Center, and that one win was in overtime against the Nets. So the Mavs also stink on the road. They're 1-8 on the road too.
But
Ah,
what I
shit.
also have a fear of is this is the game where Dorian Finney-Smith drops a career high 47 points on us.
Yo,
Possibly,
listen,
don't be
man.
surprised. Or even
Yo,
Kemba might go off. Remember,
or
Kemba's on the
maybe
Mavs.
the last person on the bench, the unknown dude. There's always an unknown dude killing us.
Spencer Dinwiddie's going for 30 tomorrow.
Honestly, so I
Or on
think the Dallas
Saturday.
game.
Well, it's
I think
tomorrow. It's after midnight. It's tomorrow. Yeah, it's
I think
today's right.
Dallas. I think the Dallas game is a 60-40, man. I think we still might lose, man. Not because like Dallas is good, you know. I know they bad, but you just know. I just know our team, man. Like I said, we have no hustle, bro. So it's like if we can't stop Luca, we definitely not gonna beat them, bro.
And even then, we can slow down. And even then, it's not even just that. Who knows what may happen? Remember, Kemba's on the Mavs now because the Mavs don't. Other than
Mhm.
Luca, don't have a
Oh
and
yeah.
Jimmy, they don't have a ball handler like that. Other than Luca
Then
and
your center.
Kemba, don't be surprised if he gets hot that day. If he clears physical, don't be surprised if he has a big game. Don't be
I,
surprised.
I don't know if Christian Wood starts or not, but
He's
then
comes from the bench around that.
you gotta he plays center sometimes, bro. That space on the
Mhm.
floor, you got. You know, the Knicks on the perimeter, you can't leave him open.
Agreed.
That
And he can
means
post up too, Christian Wood. And he can fly.
that's what I'm saying. So say if they playing five out, that means that person gotta guard Luca.
Mhm.
Whoever's guarding Luca gotta guard him, and you know what he be doing to defenders. You feel me? So it's like the Knicks gonna have to come out and play with effort. That's to me, that's the only way we win this game. If we're out there not hustling and boxing out, bro, I think we got a 60-40 chance or a 50-50 game. Like the Dallas is a question mark for me.
True. I have a feeling we might lose that game because remember they just lost to the. Remember the Mavericks had some bad losses this year to the Rockets, Thunder,
Mhm.
Pistons, Nuggets without Murray and Jokic. I have a feeling Mavericks start to get right in this game. I think we might lose that game. I just have a feeling. And then we got the cat. What do you think, Greeny?
Mm.
That I ain't gonna lie. Mavs 12:30. The Knicks have no energy. Like they're gonna come out flat footed on their heels. They're gonna
Yeah,
get.
that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
To me, be honest, I think we're gonna lose the next two and probably win the next two after that.
Wow, you think we beat? I mean, so you think we lose to Cleveland? I think so. You?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
we lose to Cleveland, but I think we have a chance of beating Atlanta for some reason. They've
I
been
mean,
struggling
every
a
team
little
has a
bit.
chance. I mean, every team has a chance. That's why the game needs to be played. Who thought the Pistons would beat the Mavs? Every
We
team has
at
a chance.
home. We at home too. No, no, no. Yeah, we at home against Atlanta.
Right, right. What do you think, DSJ, against the Cavs and Hawks? What's your guess?
Well, let me address the Mavs situation first, right? Because for me, I think the problem is, well, not even a problem, but I think the question mark is there incentive for Jalen Brunson to force the issue to prove that he was actually that guy? Because that contract that they offered him before he left was
Hmm.
an insulting contract.
Hmm.
The flip side of that is, do the Mavs have incentive to beat down the Knicks for, I guess, kind of
Yeah,
quote unquote tampering and
yeah.
taking one of their guys that they felt like was part of that organization and they wanted to keep him? So,
That's a
um,
good take.
you
Right.
also got to look at too. That's Randall's home team, to
Hmm.
to say the least, and
Right.
he always wants to show out against that team. So now the question is, does he have a hard start and is efficient from the field, or is he going to force the issue and end up shooting us into a bad situation?
Hmm.
Is this the first time we played Dallas, or we
Yeah.
played them already?
Yeah, it's the
This
first time.
season,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, this game is gonna be crazy. Yeah, now that you said all those point of views, it's like you gotta really think about it from those point of views. Yeah, this is just gonna be a tough game. It's gonna be a hard for a tough game.
Right, right. And then we got the Cavs at home back to back. Spider Mitchell in the building. The Cavs, they've had an up and down season. They started off 8-1, then they lost five in a row, then now they're 13-8, I think. So what do you think happens against the Cavs at home?
I think Donovan Mitchell coming to prove a point. Like, yo, you should have traded for me.
Donovan Mitchell's gonna come over here and show James Dolan why he should have paid, or should have traded.
That's what I think is gonna happen. You see what he did to us on when he was in Cleveland.
Hmm. Not even just him. Dean Wade, K Love, there's love in the air. The Cavs nailed what, 23
My
straight
God,
practice?
they was launching them. Kevin Love was looking like Minnesota Kevin Love.
Facts. Oh, Cavs are 14-8, by the way, my fault. Yeah,
He was look like he was pulling that thing in Obi Toppin's face.
facts. Facts.
And then
And not just that, we're
again,
getting rebound.
they didn't even have Darius Garland that game, so now he's
He's
back in the
back.
fold,
Oh my
playing
God.
well.
Facts.
Oh my
Playing
God.
so well.
And don't
Oh,
forget Rubio too. Keep this in mind. Remember last time
oh
Rubio was in
yeah.
MSG?
37,
37,
37.
37 biscuits, 11 fries, 37 points, 11 assists. He was looking like Steph Curry mixed in with Jason Kidd, masqueraded in a you know what I mean, in the point guard's body. He looked like Jason Kidd, Magic Johnson, Steph Curry, and steroids that night.
Jared Allen is down there, and then you got the Evan Mobley.
Hmm. Dean Wade, Osman. Don't sleep on Osman. He might have a big game.
What's the other small forward type shooting guard they got?
Caris
That was a
LeVert,
rookie.
Harris
Isaac
Levert,
Okoro.
I forgot they. Yeah, I was
Burrow.
talking about Curry, but I forgot they had Levert. Like they have.
Hmm.
Oh my God, they have. They the team. Like the Cavs is what I wanted the Knicks to be. Like the
Right.
Cavs is what I wanted the Knicks to be. Exactly. Like
Hmm.
they got their superstar, not superstar, but they got their star on their team. Like,
They
and
Right.
they
got their
built their
franchise
team
player.
very well.
Yeah.
And they built their team very well.
JB Bickerstaff's a good coach. JB Bickerstaff for that team preaches defense, ball movement. He's a good coach. And another thing too, this is why I don't like the playing tournament, man. The Cavs should have been in the playoffs last year, not the freaking Hawks. It should have been the Cavs, man.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Cavs got robbed from playoff spot, man. If I had to guess how this game's going to turn out, I just think Cleveland's too fast and quick for New York. I think Cleveland is gonna. I think it'll be a close game, but I think the Cavs just have too much talent for the Knicks
Mhm.
and athleticism. So I got Cavs. You
Yeah, I said I was gonna carry. I said Dallas and Cleveland was gonna beat us. I was the one that said that we might do something against Atlanta and Charlotte.
right? What do you think, Greeny and DSJ? How do you think New York looks against Cleveland?
Cleveland is about to do us dirty. The Knicks didn't stand a chance because of outlandish performances from Kevin Love and Dean, but they have Garland. It's just the Knicks are not gonna survive that. Brunson can't get out of this funk that he's in and give me back to that 30 clip on efficiency. The
Hmm.
Knicks don't stand a chance.
Right. What do you think, DSJ?
We're gonna get embarrassed,
It's a fact.
and I'm gonna go right back to every chat,
And say
and I'm gonna say the
deserve
same three
better.
words I've been saying for for this entire season.
The
We
cat.
deserve better.
Agreed. Agreed. The catchphrase: "We deserve better." Okay.
Putting on a
Then we
shirt. It's
got
gonna
the
be on the
Hawks.
shirt by April. It's
Excuse
gonna
me.
be on the shirt. I said that's gonna be on the shirt by April. I promise.
Big time facts. And then we got Ice Tray and the Hawks. And DeJounte Murray in Atlanta on ESPN. Remember, last time Atlanta came to MSG, they were getting whacked by 23, and then they stormed back
Mhm.
and won by double digits. DeJounte Murray, we all remember, had a 36-point extravaganza at the time, was a career high, and 6 steals. So, what do you think happens against the Hawks on ESPN?
Listen, man, I think that the Knicks remember that game and they need to try. I feel like they're gonna try to win that game because that's our rivalry team, and they did come back 20, and we was smacking them by 20 or something, and they came back. Yeah, I think the Knicks
Mhm.
definitely want to get that W against them.
Right. And New York was up 23, and then they end up gagging it, and then Atlanta stormed back and
Oh,
ran by double digits.
shout out to my friend Data. He was at that game. He was at that game. My friend, longtime friend, he in the Navy. He was at that game. He seen Murray putting up that 30. He let the game early. That's how pissed off he was. He let the game early. He couldn't believe it.
Facts. What do you guys think, Greeny and DSJ? You think New York beats Atlanta on Wednesday or no?
I think that Julius Randle's gonna find a way to frustrate himself, trying to outduel with John Collins.
Collins is out for 2 weeks, by the way, because he has an ankle sprain, so he won't play. I just checked.
Okay,
I think
so
Cam. Oh, sorry, D. Go ahead, D. My
nah,
bad.
that's all good. Now I was gonna say, if anything, then that gives us at least some kind of an advantage because I don't think they have anybody that can really like. I don't think you're gonna sit there and be able to play a Kongu at the 4 spot
Mhm.
consistently and have that kind of effect um against Randall. So Randall can actually benefit from that aspect. But again,
See that?
um we're just not as good a team as they are.
Nah, that's not.
Agreed.
That's a
You know,
fact.
as a whole, as a collective. So we're gonna have to rely on the hopes that, you know what I'm saying, um that front court loss to them benefits us.
Hmm. What you're saying is
Mm-hmm.
right on the money. What do
Mm-hmm.
you think, Greeny? You said Cam Reddish was going to do what?
Cam Reddish revenge game. Cam Reddish revenge. He's getting his
The
revenge back on the Hawks.
the
Before he
Already,
dude
wasn't
G.
ready. Like before last time he wasn't ready. Like I think last time when the Hawks came, like he wasn't like in like he was still trying to find where he was supposed to be. But that game is the game where Cam Reddish is
and
gonna
also
go.
Atlanta's losing bodies. They don't have DeAndre Hunter for a week too because he has a right hip flexor strain. So DeAndre Hunter's out. No Collins. They're losing bigs too. So yeah, that right. And Cam Reddish
I
could
get
have
it.
a electrifying game. This is tough for me. This is really
Yeah.
tough.
What's your call on it, G?
This may sound a little crazy. I have a weird feeling the Hawks still win that game. I just have a feeling because usually, think about
No,
this thing you have to
DeJounte's a
consider.
problem. DeJounte's a problem. I can see why you're saying that.
not just Murray. You also have Trae Young. You also have Bogdanovich who can get smoking hot and free in a hurry. I mean, you gotta consider this too. Trae Young was 7 for 22. I mean, we lost by double digits. So what happens if Ice Trae's more aggressive and to start falling? I don't know, man.
And
And
Holiday, one of the Holiday, bro. Not to cut you off, bro. I'm
it's all
sorry.
right. It's all right. You're
But
fine.
Holiday, Drew Holiday's brother. I think it's Aaron Holiday.
Aaron, yeah.
Aaron Holiday kind of fake turned up that game that last
Mhm.
time too. He was another part of the reason why they started to come back too.
Right.
I was
Right.
watching that game, Aaron Holiday, and another thing I was saying, like even though John Collins is not there, they injuries, but it's like like I said, there's always that one person that really nobody knows come in and just have a career high on the Knicks.
Zeke Naji. Who is Zeke Naji going to
Uh,
last year?
I don't know.
Nah, Zeke
I'm
Naji
just
did his
saying.
dirty when he was with Denver, so I ain't even gonna I ain't gonna act like I ain't never acknowledge I ain't
I
gonna
didn't
act like
never
I don't
see.
acknowledge him. And
Mhm.
watch AJ Griffin for some reason.
And the
I
games
feel
on
like
ES and the games on ESPN, man. The games on ESPN too. So
Mm-hmm.
keep this in mind. I love me some Mike Breen, and he's a great commentator. Amazing content. Keep this in mind. Don't be surprised that night you get Mike Breen, Richard Jefferson. Imagine that. I like Mike Breen, but you get my point. Imagine Richard Jefferson doing the game with Mike Breen. I'm like, holy hell.
Mm-hmm.
Because the game's on ESPN.
the games on ESPN. Oh, we not getting no foul calls. You might as well go ahead and get frustrated.
Facts. And another
Mm-hmm.
bold
Definitely not
prediction,
getting no
Mike Breen
foul
gets
calls.
Trey Younger bang call. Another bold prediction. Again, I love me some Mike Breen. He's an awesome commentator. Another bold prediction, Mike Breen gets Trey Young a bang call for a three at the end. Just have a weird ass feeling. Then we're at Charlotte against the Hornets with LaMelo Ball being hobbled. You think we beat the pesky Hornets or not? What's your guess? In
Yes.
Charlotte.
Yes.
I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I think we beat Charlotte. They haven't been like they lost Miles Bridges. So LaMelo hasn't been playing as much.
Right. 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 The Hornets
Yeah,
don't defend. They don't have shot creators like that other than Terry
yeah.
Rozier, yeah.
It's like they starting off slow this season. It's like their season kind of just started. Like their main player that controls the offense and everything. It's like just getting started. Like,
True, true. And don't forget, we needed overtime to beat Charlotte. Remember when PJ Washington did the KD at the 3 point line,
hmm
putting his because his sneakers are too big, putting his right foot on the 3 point line. If it wasn't for
that
that, we would have gone. If it wasn't for that, they would have tied the game, and who knows? And don't forget, Dennis Smith had a big game too. So I think we'll beat the Hornets. But I have a feeling this game's going to come down to the wire. I just have a weird ass feeling.
you're not lying.
To push back on that point you made, the Knicks won that game trying to find their identity and actually trying to find out how they were going to win games. I think now the Knicks kind of have more of an idea of how they're going to win games, and that's why I say that we're going to beat the Hornets.
What you say,
Like
Pete? Who?
back then we didn't have our defensive linemen like going like you know what I mean. Like we
Mm-hmm,
didn't. Fournier was still starting, and Cam Reddish wasn't getting playing time. Quentin Grimes wasn't playing, and you know what I mean. It's
mm-hmm.
just a different formulation that's going on now. So that's why I say it's going to be different. Like you know what I mean.
Possibly,
That's why I
possibly,
think those guys had those advantages. You know what I mean. I really think that's why they had the advantage.
possibly. What do you think, DSJ?
That's a very winnable game. Um, at this point in time, you don't even know who their best player is because
Kelly Oubre on paper.
Kelly Oubre. I'm about to say Kelly. I'm just
Kelly
about to
Oubre,
bring him
Kelly
up.
Oubre, Kelly Oubre.
Kelly Oubre right now is, what I'm saying, is probably the most consistent um Hornet. But at the end of the day, that's a count. You can counterpunch that whole situation. RJ has an efficient game, then whatever Oubre does is ineffective.
Think about it. That
Hey,
game, Oubre went off. Fournier was
mm-hmm.
guarding him. They put Cam
Yeah.
Reddish on him late in that game, and the Knicks win the game late
Big time, barely. I mean, barely.
because
Yeah,
they had Cam Reddish in. They should have had him on him the whole game. They had Fournier playing. You feel what I'm
agreed.
saying? But
Agreed.
so
Yeah.
just to give it back to DSJ to make that point, like just to piggyback on what he was saying, it just makes sense, like totally. Like,
It was sensible, very smart, DSJ, very smart. And to slow down the Hornets, you gotta let them play a half court game. You can't play a fast paced game with this team. To beat I know the Hornets are terrible, but what I'm saying is that you need to play a half court game. You can't allow Charlotte to play fast. So if you're in New York, you have to think about that. All right, I think we'll beat the Hornets. Then we got the Kings. Sacramento started off slow, 0-4. Then they were smoking hot, 10-2 to be 10-6. Then they lost 3 in a row, 10-9. They just destroyed Indiana. And we have Sacktown and MSG. What do you think?
Sorry, but I think uh,
Sacktown, I gotta
they beat
watch this
us,
play.
bro.
I
I
gotta
ain't
go
gonna
watch how they
lie,
They're
play.
very
son.
fast and speedy.
I don't know. I think Sacktown beat us, bro. Like I
No, we
don't
didn't
know.
versus the
Like I
Kings yet
said,
this season.
Knicks
Agreed.
don't give no effort. If De'Aaron Fox, who gonna stop De'Aaron Fox? I mean,
Mhm.
unless they put, like they said, like unless we with like we get our foundation and like put Cam and Grimes on certain players, then maybe we could beat them. But like
Mhm.
Sacramento's, like they've been high. Their chemistry's been high because
Yeah.
they got Malik Monk and Darren Fox on the same team. Them two is
Mhm.
close. They play college basketball together. Sabonis is not a bad player either.
Right.
Like you said, they got Harrison Barnes, a 3 and D player. So it's like
So, right. You also have Terrence Davis, who's bowled out.
they got the right pay. I
Kevin
forgot the
Herter.
Kevin
little,
Herter's over there.
and they got the little the point guard that played defense too. I'm forgetting.
Teletrade. Deliver, deliver.
Davion Mitchell, the
Damian
other
Mitchell.
Mitchell.
Keegan Murray.
They got
Also Keegan Murray.
pieces.
I
They
like Keegan Murray. I'm very high on Keegan
This
Murray.
may
pieces.
sound crazy. Don't be surprised if Dellavedova plays that night and he has a big game. Knowing the Knicks, man,
Mhm.
don't be surprised if the Kings actually try for the sake of doing it. Playing Dellavedova out there as a big game. Keep that in mind.
De'Aaron Fox's playmaking and getting it out to shooters, I think he lose that game. To
Agreed.
be
And Kevin
honest.
Herter might have a career high made threes because he has. I know he's been in a little bit of a slump as of late, but Kevin Herter went high, can't struggle from three, and he can't put the ball on the floor. So, and Sabonis too is gonna be a handful for Mitch in the
No,
paint because he can stroke
no,
it from three. Sometimes can
no,
hit the mid
no,
range and can
no,
pass. Yeah,
And
no,
don't
no.
let
No,
Kevin
don't
Herter
even
get that
say
mismatch.
Sabonis. Don't even say Sabonis and Julius Randle because he cooks him every time. Everybody knows that.
agreed.
Everybody knows Julius Randle cooks Sabonis every time. We're gonna
Agreed.
breeze past the. We're gonna breeze past the Kings. Nobody is gonna be able to hold Jalen Brunson in that game. They're gonna get. They're gonna. First, nobody's gonna be able to hold Brunson. Then nobody's
Right, I
gonna be
agree.
able to hold Julius Randle, and then Mitchell Robinson is like realistically, if Mitchell Robinson can keep that energy that he had last night and just play with that same fire that Giannis is on the other team, if he can play with that same fire every game, the Knicks will destroy teams on the offensive glass.
I agree. I agree. Well, what do you think, DSJ? You think the Knicks beat the Kings at home?
We need to beat them every time just for trolling us. We need to treat them like public enemy number one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I
The
agree.
nerve of them to sit there and troll us and talk about, you know what I'm saying, the picks that we get when they a lottery team just right there beside us
Hmm.
for a longer period of time than us.
Right. That's true. That's true. That's true. If I have to guess, I think we lose to the Kings. I think we lose to the Kings. I just think Sacramento's just too quick, too fast. They'll get 3 point shooter team. I just don't think we beat the Kings. Okay, and then we get the Bulls twice at Chi-Town. What do you think about that?
I think 1-1.
It's tough to beat the team twice. I will say that.
Yeah, I would say
Definitely
one and
tough to
one
beat
of
the team
those.
back to back.
I say
Um,
split too. Yeah.
It might be a split. You really got to see. You really can't call it in the NBA these days because I feel like a lot of the injuries and day to day injuries happen because of FanDuel and stuff like that, sports
Mm-hmm.
betting.
Mm-hmm.
So you really can't call it. Um, but I do call a split. Hopefully the Knicks can snatch those two because December is a rough month for the Knicks. If the Knicks can still excuse me, if the Knicks can steal those 4 games, the Kings, the double Chicago, and the Pacers,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe get Chicago again right there 2 games after that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the rest of the month they got tough teams.
True.
They really,
Like,
you know what I mean? Like they got tough teams. Every other game is a tough game. So
that's true. What do you think, DSJ? How do you think New York looks in Chi-Town in the Windy City?
They're playing too well, and they're just a better team overall. So my fear is that the defense that they consistently play on us, plus the way that DeRozan plays, we might not be able to overcome that.
mm.
Right.
So, I think that there's a very strong possibility that we do split the series or split that sequence of games. You know what I'm saying? We can go 1-1. Hopefully we can sneak out the first one, get it
Mhm.
out the way. But yeah, I don't think we're in a position where we can sit here and say, yeah, I have all the confidence in the world that we could pull that off. You know what I mean?
I mean, any team could. I mean, I know what you're saying, but any team could pull it off because that's why the games need to be played. It's a matter of actually if you will or not. You know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. At the end of the day, I don't have the confidence to say that we can pull off one and split the series. It's a hope, but for right now, that's all I can say. I hope that we can win the first game at least and make it difficult for what I'm saying, for them where they have to feel that obligation of getting that one back, as opposed to if we lose that first game, then the pressure's on us to try to split that sequence of 2 games.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Right, I agree.
Definitely
And
agree
then
with that.
right, and then we got to go to NBA's basketball's heartland in Indiana against the Pacers team that's been shockingly good this year. Top 4 in the East. I mean, Tyrese Halliburton playing great. Ben Mathurin, Rookie of the Year candidate. I mean, Buddy Hield, Iron Man, could struggle from free. Miles Turner balling out. I mean, even don't forget Nemhard splash cash the 3 against the Lakers. And don't forget too, the Pacers have 8 double-digit comebacks this season. 8 double-digit comebacks this season. So what do you think happens in Indiana?
I don't even know why you surprised. I mean, if you being honest, that team, I thought that team was built to succeed the moment that they made that trade for Halliburton.
And
Jalen
Hill
Smith
too.
gets an opportunity to what I'm saying, to be able to space the floor a little bit, in the mid range.
Mhm.
Isaiah Jackson, Osei Brissett, like, what I'm saying, like, they got guys. That team is good, and right now they're playing without Chris Duarte.
Facts.
So for me, I honestly, I've been saying that from the beginning of the season. That's the team that I feel like replaces Charlotte in the playing tournament.
They very well might and will. They very well might.
So yeah, I don't understand how anybody can be surprised at the level of success that they're having. I felt like, if conspiracy theory hat on for this one, right?
Mhm.
I felt like the moment that um Miles Turner had that interview with Woj on his podcast, and he basically outed the fact that the Pacers were trying to tank specifically, and that's why he was pursuing a trade to get to the Lakers with him and Buddy Hield.
Mhm.
Ever since that came out and became public, they've been playing way better. And
Mhm.
my thing is, how did you turn it around so quickly? You know what I'm saying? They were tanking. They were specifically trying to lose games, throw games, so that way they could be in a better position because they got their draft picks in order to land either Scoot or Vic or even one of the Thompson twins.
Mhm.
So again, they're building their team, but I think the truth of the matter is they're in such a good position where they don't have to really do too much of anything. Tyrese Halliburton's efficiency, again, this is one of the guys that I've been following since Iowa State. and was so high on. You know what I'm saying? So for me to see him flourish like this is more a matter of I told you so to anybody that sat there and said he wasn't going to be nothing or that didn't like him, what I'm saying, in the draft because of something that's trivial as his jump shot.
Well, their opinions have been wrong to this point because, like you said, his jumpers look good. He's a great passer. He leads the NBA in assists, by the way. And also his free throw shooting's been good. And he can also get you some steals too, Halliburton. If the Pacers had Chris Duarte fully healthy, who can hit big shots, who can fly to the rim, if they had a healthy Chris Duarte, this team would be more dangerous. So I think we might drop I think we'll split against the Bulls, but I think the Knicks lose in Indiana to the Pacers. That's my guess. What do you guys think?
Sounds about right.
Right. What do you think,
You
Green?
said Pacers.
Yeah, I think we'll lose in Indiana. I
Oh,
just have a gut
bro,
feeling.
I'm not even gonna listen. The the Pacers is the team that I hate the most. I like the team I can't stand losing to the most is the Pacers, and the next team after that is the Raptors. I cannot stand losing to them two teams. So it's gonna hurt for me to watch the Knicks lose to that team. I'm telling you right now, knowing that right now the Knicks should be better than them, but they're just gonna play with better effort and better. It's just gonna hurt. And
Right.
they and right now looking at the schedule.
Mhm.
So let me see how close those games. That's a
Yeah.
yeah. So them three games are gonna be within 6 days. One, two, three, four, five. Those, no, yeah, I think six. Yeah, those three games are gonna be in 6 days.
Yeah. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's three. Saturday, Sunday,
And then
five.
they're gonna have a back to back.
Right. Right. Well, before that, we got Golden State. We got the Warriors on TNT. Don't forget Chef Curry last time broke the Bolstries record at MSG on
Yeah,
TNT.
yeah.
Ironic,
Mm-hmm.
huh? And I want to throw a little McNugget for you. Did you know the last time New York beat Golden State was in MSG was in 2013? I was a freshman in high school. Salute McMillan. The Knicks beat. Remember when Steph Curry popped up for a 54-point extravaganza, hit 11 threes? The Knicks actually won that game. Weird, huh? In
Mm-hmm.
MSG. You think the hex finally ends and the Knicks beat the Warriors at home, or you think the hex continues and we lose? What do you think?
We probably gonna lose to the Warriors. I ain't gonna lie.
Right? What do you think, McMillan?
Yeah, Mac. Yeah, Mac
Max,
Million.
I keep saying Mac. My fault. Mac Millen.
No, you good. No, you good. He probably
My
need
fault,
games
my
right.
fault. Yeah, I was saying I'll be back. What was your question again?
Yeah, because what I'm saying is that the Knicks have not beat the Warriors since 2013 in MSG. I'm talking about. I'm saying that we haven't won at home game against the Warriors since Curry dropped 54 points on February 27, 2013. You
Oh,
think?
oh,
Yeah,
I remember
you,
that game.
facts. Man, he popped up that night. Man, he was splashing that cat. Ironically, the Knicks won
Everywhere.
that game. Weird, huh? So, what do you think? You think New York beats Golden State or no at home?
Nah,
Right.
nah.
Right.
I'm just sorry, bro. Like, who's gonna stop Steph Curry? I
The only way
don't think.
you go ahead, sorry, go ahead.
Nah, I'm just saying, who's gonna stop that man, bro? Like, we not even beating, even though they not been doing good, but we not even beating certain other teams that we say we supposed to be beating. Like, yeah, bro. Like when it comes to players, star players, bro. With teams like that, bro, we don't be winning those games, bro. We be in the game. I'd be surprised if we win that, but like,
Mhm. Well, the
we
good
talking about
news
Steph Curry.
the good
My bad.
news is that the Warriors are 2-10 on the road. That's the good news though.
hmm Yeah,
And
but you
go
know
ahead.
our team. We are Knicks fans,
It's
and we
true.
continuously see the same results over and over. They could have a missing player. They could be hit this record. They could have been losing all the games, and somehow, some way, the Knicks will find a way to lose.
Good point. Good point. What do you think, Delano? You think the Knicks
Somebody always told me bad teams find ways to lose game.
facts? I 100% agree. Facts. I agree. Bad teams find a way to lose. Good teams find a way to get dubs. What do you think, Delano? You think the Knicks finally uphand the Warriors at home for the first time since 2013, or no?
We could surprise them. We can. Um, they're not playing. They're not playing well. Consistently. So there's a very strong opportunity to capitalize and steal a game that we supposedly are slated to lose anyway.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And I want to throw it out there about the
It's a totally
Warriors. Some
good
of the
point.
guys are kind of injury prone on that team. Steph Curry's kind of injury prone. Klay Thompson's kind of injury prone. Draymond Green's kind of injury prone. So who knows? I don't want to assume injuries, but you know what I mean. So yeah, so you gotta keep that in mind. Like what Delano said, the Warriors have not played well away from on the road. I mean, look at it. They lost to the Hornets. They lost to the Pistons. They lost to the Magic. They barely beat the Rockets. I think the Knicks probably will lose to the Warriors, but I would not be shocked if New York beats Golden State because another thing to have to consider: Golden State this year, they're not a great fourth quarter team like they were in years past. So we gotta consider that too. And James Wiseman, who was supposed to be big time, has kind of been a bust. And Jordan Poole, who was consistent last year, he's been streaky this year. So you gotta consider that. I think the Knicks lose to the Warriors, but I would not be shocked if we win that game. Then we got the Raptors in a back to back. What do you think about that?
You said we got a Raptors in the back? No, I think you said Chicago after that.
No, you see the schedule, man. We got the Raptors in a back to back after the Warriors game.
Oh, okay.
All right, so y'all have a good night. I'm about to jet.
All right, man.
All right,
Stay
bro.
safe.
All
All
right,
right,
Good
bro.
shit. Good
DSJ,
night,
good luck
man.
for coming
All
through.
right,
I was
bro.
gonna say I
Yeah,
might just
facts.
wrap it up right here. I want to say shout out to everybody coming through. Big shout out to DSJ, G Money, and Mag Money coming through. Episode
Mhm.
2. Everything was great. I want to shout out the Boys Tears. Shout out for the love of the game. They live right now. You can go over there and check them guys out.
Right,
We definitely gonna be doing this more often, G Money and Mac. So I'll definitely keep in touch with you guys. Let you know when I'm going live with them. For real,
right,
for
All
real.
right.
right.
Big shout out to G Money. Good looks for coming through,
Yeah,
bro. For
shout
real,
out
Thank,
to
for
G
real.
Money for real words.
thank you, everybody. Before we go, thank you for inviting me, Greeny. Your channel's been great. Thank you, Mac Miller. Nice seeing you too, bro. Nice seeing you
Yeah.
again, DSJ. You guys have amazing basketball knowledge, amazing basketball minds. You always give me facts and logic and context into your beliefs. Thank you, man. So you guys are humble, amazing people, and just stay safe, stay healthy from the pandemic, and just stay healthy.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Same to you, bro.
Same
Thanks.
to you. Likewise. Everybody in the chat,
Likewise.
peace out. Y'all stay safe, man. Peace.
Peace. Deuces.
All right.